When I decided to run for the Congress of the United States, people said to me, "Anna, you'll never win." Strict word, no Democrat has ever been elected before. Let me say something to you. I hate things like that. Never, can't, how dare you. Nothing's that simple. These are things that I call sacred cows. I believe that people are open, they're fair, and they're very smart. And they want someone to represent them the way I know I can and already have. But before I get into that, let me tell you something about this videotape. I wish I could meet each one of you personally. I know I would convince you that I have the qualifications, the record, and the guts to go to Washington and stand up to all of the mediocrity and the pat answers. But a congressional district has hundreds of thousands of voters. There's never enough time, and people told me it's impossible. Well, I think that's another sacred cow. Look at this one. So smug, so sure, never challenged. So I'm using the money that my campaign has raised to prepare this videotape, and thousands of good people are using their valuable time to bring this to you. So please, take a moment so that I can talk with you. I want to talk to you about America's place in the world, our district's place in America, the issues that are facing our nation, and about my record. I'm a mother, and I have two great kids, Karen and Paul. I'm divorced, and I live in Atherton. I support myself with the salary I earn at the San Mateo County Board of Supervisors. I got involved in politics a long time ago. I was raised believing in all the good things, that you use your life, your time, your talents, and all of your energies to make it simple. It's what I believe in. My approach to government is to make it work. When someone tells me I can't fix something, that I can't make it better, that it's just the way it is, my reaction, I challenge it. I challenged it when we set up the health plan of San Mateo. We created a real change in the business as usual approach to public health. Take a good look at themselves, to reconsider all of the old options. And what happened? We increased services and we cut costs at the same time. Now, if that happened on the federal level, we would save billions of dollars. Can I do it again? Not by myself. But what I do know is, if we don't try, nothing will happen. I know my approach works. I know that by challenging the sacred cows, we can make some pretty amazing things happen. I ask good questions, and the best one is, why not? I just don't buy all the old arguments, the old formulas, and the defeatist attitudes. And I don't buy that we measure our patriotism or our commitment to national defense by how much money we allow the Pentagon to waste. This is a $400 hammer. This is a $17 bolt. That's just stupid. And I don't accept that we can't do something about it. People said the same thing about a county hiring freeze. We heard the same old sacred cow arguments, but we made it stick. Government department managers had to learn to do more with less. They had to strive for excellence, and they did it. We can do the same with our military, and not at the expense of our national defense. Our nation isn't any more secure with this $400 hammer than the one you can buy down the street. And I think it's a disgrace that we have more toxic cleanup sites here than anywhere else in America. It's absolutely incomprehensible to me how the most creative people in the nation would drink polluted water. We've known about this for the last 5 or 6 years. Is anything happening? Will anything happen? Or have we just given up? So whose fault is it? It's the fault of those that don't believe anything can be done. If the Environmental Protection Agency doesn't want to do it, doesn't know how, then we should take the money, we should bring our business leaders and our scientists together and solve the problem ourselves. I know it sounds like I think I can do a lot, but I know that I can, and this district has an obligation to send some who will. Let's take a minute. We're the people that have changed the world's economy by challenging the sacred cows of business. This is the Silicon Valley, the home of the inventors, the upstarts, and the challengers. And I think that our representative in Congress ought to be a person that does just that. Let the congressman from Arkansas, from Iowa, from Orange County do all the ordinary stuff. I understand our unique role in America and America's unique role in the world. My opponent, Tom Campbell, and I agree on some issues in this campaign. We disagree on others. Tom Campbell supports Star Wars. Although I recognize that it was a useful tool in negotiating with the Soviets, I also recognize that we can do a much better job of defending ourselves than sending unmanned weapon systems into space. We learned a painful lesson with the Challenger disaster, and that is that no technology is perfect. Tom Campbell supports the MX missile. I don't. I support the Midget Man. I support it because it will defend us. It is a defensive system. My philosophy on national defense is that we can't completely trust anyone that has missiles pointed at us, but we can't expect them to completely trust us either. We both have a right to defend ourselves. I support the 1986 tax reforms. Last month, Tom called it the Tax Fraud Act. Now, they may not be perfect, but it was the biggest overhaul of the tax system in 40 years. I opposed Judge Bork. Tom testified on his behalf. But I think that the differences between us run a lot deeper. I know what I know because of what I've done. Tom knows because he read it in books. Now, we both support balanced budgets, but I've balanced them, 6 of them. San Mateo County has no debts, none. We don't even have any outstanding bonds. We both say that we want to make government more efficient, but I've shown that I've got the guts and the determination to bite the bullet and get the job done, even when it's meant taking on political allies. On the other hand, Tom's been the executor of the conventional wisdom. When he headed the Bureau of Competition during the early days of the Reagan administration, he oversaw more corporate takeovers than at any other time in our nation's history. I mean, he broke every record, allowing 3,400 takeovers in just 18 months. Tom had an idea of whether it was okay for big fish to eat all the little fish. I would have. I would have spoken up for the entrepreneurs, for the startups, and the upstarts. Tom accepted the notion that only the fittest survive, without recognizing that it's this attitude that justifies leaving people behind. My approach to government is different, and I think that it always has been. To make things work better, we have to have the guts to challenge the old structures and the old systems and replace them with new ones that'll work. I'll do that. I'll challenge the conventional wisdom and the sacred cows. And frankly, friends, after debating Tom Campbell, I don't think he knows how to. Now, my campaign for Congress is an uphill battle. Why? Because Tom has the money, he's in the right political party, and he has a lot of the right endorsements. But more than anything else, what I'd like to convey to you is, I think that I've got the right stuff. So I hope you'll consider me on November the 8th.